And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to Phoenix International Raceways. We're getting set for the running of the United Rentals 500K, race number 3 of the season 1 of the debut season of the PCSRA Winston Cup Series. Getting set to go racing here for 32 laps of racing. It was a 2 caution race we had yesterday in the Bush race. What are we going to see here in the Cup race? We're going to have to wait and see. Timmy Turner starts on the pole position. He fell 5 spots down to 23rd in the points table, alongside of Courtney Lynn in the number 5, who dropped 6 spots down to 28th in the points table. Ashley Horton finished dead last, dropped all the way down to 37th in the points table. And Brad Lewis, who was second in points entering last week's race, he fell down 12 spots to 14th in the points table. So we'll see how that goes as you look at the rest of the starting lineup. Points coming in this race. Margaret Jacobs is the points leader by 1 point over Annie Thomas and Josephine Bouvier. I'm going to go ahead and get these cars rolling off. Fourth in the standings is J TwoTwo, 5 points back. 6th back is Hannah Smith in 5th. Then it's Annie Winters, who's tied with Annie Crenshaw, Betty Barrett. Brooklyn Carter is tied with Ben Erickson for 9th place. Making sure everybody rolls off. Looks like everybody's rolling off. You see Mia Watts starting at the rear of the field for today's race. Turn 4 was our trouble spot in yesterday's Busch Series race. What are we going to see here today in the Cup race? We're going to have to find that out in 32 laps time. Wrapping up our 2 races out on the West Coast. Next week we're heading short track racing at Martinsville, but we're going to have to finish our race weekend in the desert first, as we're coming off of turn number 4, and the United Rentals 500 Winston Cup race is green. Timmy Turner going to the race lead, as Ashley Horton will now go to the second position. Last week, Annie Thomas took the checker flag at Sonoma, who will take the checker flag here today. And will we go 3 for 3 in our race winners? We're going to have to wait and see. Timmy Turner will lead the first lap in the Tide Ride. Timmy Turner, who has been a long-time PCSRA driver since PCSRA was created back in 2010. And he's looking to hopefully continue his resume, as the yellow is out for the first time today, very early in the Cup race compared to what we had in yesterday's Busch race. So you brought out the yellow. Looks like Todd Montgomery was the culprit. He got a lot of damage to that Jasper Ford. He dropped 16 spots to 31st in the points table, so this is not the start of the race he was hoping for. So caution's out for the first time today here at Phoenix. Let's jump back, look at a replay, and see what happened to the 77 that brought out the first yellow in the early stages of the United Rentals 500K. Well, I'm not surprised Turn 4 claimed a victim. It claimed a lot of people in yesterday's Busch race, and now it claimed our first Cup driver, but this time coming to the completion of lap number 1, as looks like Hannah Smith got a bit tight, because Tom Montgomery got a bit tight, got turned by Hannah Smith, and that collected Mia Watts, as Hannah Smith's going to pancake the right side of her low Chevrolet and harden the inside wall with the 77. And Hannah Smith came in this race 5th in the points table, starting at the rear of the field. That is not what she needed, and hopefully she'll get her damage repaired. Mia Watts, who got into this incident, she came into this race, as I'm looking through the points table, 34th. That's not what she needs, so. But a 1-car incident. The yellow's out for the first time today. Let's jump back to the restart here at Phoenix. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing on lap number 7 of 32. Should give us a total of 26 Laps of racing to go. Timmy Turner is your leader. Ashley Horton second. Courtney Lynn third. Ashley Reynolds is fourth. Fifth is Elaine Aurora. Sixth is Samantha Grainger. Seventh is Brad Lewis. Margaret Jacobs eighth. Ninth is Michael Anderson. And 10th is Melissa Cooper. And we have Turner's got a problem. Timmy Turner was going to lead us back to green. That will turn the race lead over to Ashley Horton. So problems for Timmy Turner. And the 41 car of, as we're back to green, Ben Erickson has gone behind the wall with an engine failure. So that's a tough break for him. Was top 10 of the points. That's going to take him out of this race. So move Melissa Cooper into the top 10 as we're back to green at Phoenix. But here comes the mighty Courtney Lynn for Indiana Motorsports. Courtney Lynn comes into this race looking at the points here. Dropped 6 spots to 28th in the points table as she's trying to get around Ashley Horton. And unfortunately, she can't get by. Monica Towns has crashed. Caution is out. Second caution today. We're only on lap number 8. And I'm not sure if Timmy Turner got back on the track or not. So not sure what the issue is on Turner's car. That's a tough break for him. Annie Winters is involved. That's 7th in points. Or 6th in points, rather. A lot of damage to the M&M's Ford. Monica Towns, heavy damage to her Dodge Dealers 19 Dodge. Yellow's out for the second time today. Let's see what the heck happened off of turn number 4. Well, you knew turn 4 was going to be in trouble, and we saw that a lot yesterday. It looks like the 15 car of Vanko Seaman, he got a bit tight. And it looks like he got up in the wall. Monica Towns had nowhere to go, and she came down into B Barrett. So Barrett's got some right front damage on her 1-800 call AT&T Dodge for BAM Racing. So that's what brought the yellow out, was the 19. But then what happened over here with Annie Winters? Why does she have damage? That's my next question. Looks like they already took the caution, and Monica Towns just not paying any attention, just rammed into the back of the M&M's Ford. That's called not paying any attention. Don't think Annie Winters is going to be happy. And let's not forget, Monica Towns is driving for Indiana Motorsports, and Annie Winters is driving for Smart Motorsports. I don't think Winston Cup officials are going to be happy with the 19 because the yellow was out. It's called slow down, and unfortunately, Monica Towns did not learn her lesson of slow down, and that might be day done for the 19. So the yellow's out for the second time today. Let's jump back to the restart here at Phoenix. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing on lap number 13 of 32. Should give us 20 laps of racing to go as Timmy Turner did rejoin the race. Now he's a couple laps down. Not entirely sure what was wrong with Timmy Turner's car, but that is a tough break for him. Ashley Horton is the leader. Courtney Lynn is second. Samantha Grainger third. Elaine Aurora fourth. Fifth is Ashley Reynolds. Sixth, Michael Anderson. Margaret Jacobs seventh. Melissa Cooper eighth. Ninth is Brad Lewis. And 10th is J TwoTwo. Driver of car 19 will report to the big red truck after the race is over. Green flag back in the air with 20 laps to go. And race control has assured me that incident involving cars 19 and 38 will be investigated after the race. So don't think Cody Smart's going to be too happy with Zachary Taylor. And Zachary Taylor, of course, not always gets triggered by Cody as far as that is concerned. But I think both Cody Smart and Zachary Taylor might need to see the PCSRA Winston Cup officials in the big red truck because knowing me, and I don't want to be the commentator that says, "Well, I told you so," but don't think. And like I said, I don't think the 19 is going to get away with it without some kind of punishment. Because that, and like I said, that was under the yellow flag, may I add, because some of those cars at the rear of the field have already took the caution, and apparently the 19 just forgot where the brake pedal is and just ran the back of the 38 for no reason. Why Monica Towns did that was beyond me. And like I said, that's Indiana Motorsports versus Smart Motorsports as Horton got up in the wall there. And now we got a pair of RCR cars trying to chase the Kellogg Chevrolet of Courtney Lynn. Those would be Samantha Grainger and her teammate Elena Aurora. Annie Winters was sixth in points. This is really going to hurt her. Nobody, by the way, out of the race. Just to give you an update on that situation. As we're past the halfway point of today's race. Monica Towns came into this race 12th in the points, so Monica Towns didn't do herself any favors by running in the back of the 38. Why she would run in the back of Annie Winters is beyond me. And if I have something to say about that incident with the 19 and the 38, you better not come up with a damn excuse of, well, I had my drink spilled and all that, which I don't think I want to come up with that dumb excuse in front of the Winston Cup officials. I can tell you that for certain. I'm glad I'm up here in the booth and I'm not down at the racetrack deciding what the hell happened from that little perspective. But nevertheless, like I said, I don't think Winston Cup officials are going to be happy with Monica Towns rather. Courtney Lynn, on the other hand, leading this race. Hendrick Motorsports looking for their first win of the season. The lowest of their cars is 33rd in the points, which is Brenda Eveling. And Courtney Lynn was 2 points ahead of that critical 30th position in the points table. As looks like the 30 is going to get up in the wall there. Elena Aurora is going to go by and bring Ashley Horton with her. Aurora gained 5 spots up to 18th in the points table. Samantha Grainger, by the way, came in this race in that critical 30th position in the points. Are tied for 29th in points, but according to the live points, she is in that 30th position in the points. We're coming to 10 laps of racing to go. The last thing Courtney Lynn needs to see is a yellow. Right now we have 37 of our 39 drivers on the lead lap. The 18 is the last on the lead lap. That would be Jerry Harvick. Monica Towns, who's going to be going to the big red truck for her little stupidity incident with the 38, is a lap down. Timmy Turner is 2 laps down. We're not entirely sure what happened to Turner's tide ride, but that's a tough break. He could have had a chance to possibly win this race, but that will probably never happen. And of course, Ben Erickson is out of the race due to a mechanical failure, which he already took his car back behind the wall. That's a tough break for a driver who came in this race running well in points, so we're definitely going to have a bit of a point shakeup, if you ask me. And speaking of Monica Towns, she's about to get put a lap down by her new teammate. Yes, you heard that right, new teammate, which is Courtney Lynn. For those who are not who don't know this right now, uh, if you haven't been following the PCSRA Discord, which by the way the link is in the description, or you can click it on my channel, Courtney Lynn is no longer with Nathan Orman Motorsports, along with Brenda Eveling, because of the controversy that's been going on with Nathan Orman the last couple of weeks. While I want to comment on the situation, it would be best for me to not comment on the situation. However, what I can comment on the situation was that Courtney Lynn and Brenda Eveling know they had to find new rides, which both of them are now with Indiana Motorsports, a part of the free agency during the off season. So, and I know Courtney Lynn was sad to leave Nam, but Chevrolet did go on and said that no matter what happens for Courtney Lynn, we're still going to support her regardless. So, for a manufacturer, now she's getting held up by Monica Towns. So Monica Towns not doing her new teammate any favors of moving out of the way, and don't think Courtney Lynn will be appreciative of that. But Chevrolet said they will support Courtney Lynn no matter what. I know Timmy Turner will pass the 19 car since he's up to speed and doesn't have any damage, whereas the 19 does have damage. So Hendrick Motorsports looking for their first win of the season. And I'll say this in my defense as a team owner. On one side of the spectrum, we're happy to, we just want to make sure the driver feels comfortable with with a team. And for Courtney Lynn, this is her third race with Indiana Motorsports. I think it's taken some time for her to adjust. She's got a new team owner, which is Zachary Taylor, her and Brenda Eveling both. So, the expectations are, I think this season is going to be a big learning curve, not just for Courtney Lynn, but also Brenda Eveling. As the caution is out, that's going to end the race, and Courtney Lynn's going to win her first race with Indiana Motorsports. Well done, young lady. What brought out the yellow? Oh, Mia Watt's involved. But I don't think that's going to matter. We will look back at a replay before we show you your finishing results. So just going to point that out. But congratulations, Courtney Lynn. Third race with Indiana Motorsports. And you know what they say? Third time is the charm. So as Courtney Lynn will come off turn number 4, Indiana Motorsports get their first win of the year. And Courtney Lynn, first win with a team that's not NOM, as she wins here today in the United Rentals 500K. And now the question is, has the former driver that made the Final Four 3 years ago, or 4 years ago as of this recording, locked herself a spot into the playoffs? We will have to wait and see. Before we show you your finishing results, let's jump back and look at a replay to see why the 42 had the damage on the car. Well, this was another case of an incident off of turn number 4. As looks like the 9 of Jessica Miller. Looks like the 6 of Riley Anderson got up into the wall, bounced off into the 38, and that's what got the 42 spun around on the front straightaway. So it looks like Riley Anderson got way too high, got up into the wall, bounced off the 38 into the 42 and the 9, and spun the Texaco Haviland Dodge around. So a tough break for the 42 of Emil Watts, who didn't have a good finish. So that's what brought out the final caution of the race. Let's take you to your finishing results at Phoenix. And we're back here as we're going to show you your finishing results. Courtney Lynn, I bet you that move to Indiana Motorsports really paid out in the long run, as team owner Zachary Taylor's got to be delighted, which, by the way, is the second driver from that group to go to victory lane. Elena Aurora will come away with second. That's still a good result. She was tied for the cut line position of 16th, so we're going to have to see where this is going to situate her, as she was 18th in the points. This will definitely move her up through the points, maybe inside the top 10. Samantha Grainger comes home in third. Great run for Samantha, 30th in the standings, needed a bounce back. Margaret Jacobs, who came in as the points leader, comes away with fourth. And according to what I'm seeing here, I think she's going to keep the points lead heading into next week's race. Betty Johnson, the last couple of weeks have been kind to her. Had a good result at Sonoma last week, jumped up to 24th in the points. She'll continue her climb through the standings with a solid fifth place result. Maddie Crenshaw tied for that bubble position, 16th in the points. She will continue to move her way through the points table after today's race with a solid run in sixth. Ashley Horton, great run for her in seventh. Melissa Cooper will get eighth. Cooper dropped 7 spots to 11th in the points. She will be back inside the top 10 in the points table leaving today. J TwoTwo, Mr. Montreal kid, came this race fourth in points. He will be, I believe, second in the points table leaving today, and with a solid ninth place result. And Michael Anderson, another good result for him as he completes the top 20. Good run for that Joe Gibbs Racing team. Michael Anderson came into this race 21st in the points table. He will probably be inside the playoff grid leaving today with a solid run. Annie Thomas finished 17th, came this race second in points, so we'll see where this is going to situate her in the standings. Zachary Taylor, 12th. Not too bad of a run. Of course, Taylor lost the points lead last week, so he'll stay inside the top 10, but he'll have a nice little cushion. Same with Annie Thomas between themselves in that 30th position in the points table. If you look on down through the remainder of the finishing results here, Annie Winters has also been asked to see the Winston Cup officials in the big red truck for a conversation, because the officials were not too happy with whatever she said on the radio, and I do not want to be playing the radio communications of the 38 and the 19 as far as that's concerned. But Mia Watts, who brought out that last yellow, was the last car to finish on the lead lap. Monica Towns, I don't think she's earned her reputation after what she did today with finishing 2 laps down. And I feel so bad for Timmy Turner. Started on the pole, had mechanical problems or something go wrong on the tide ride, and will end up 39th. That's a tough break for Timmy, who we thought could have won this race. Unfortunately, just wasn't meant to be. And Ben Erickson, the only driver out of the race due to a mechanical failure, a camshaft that took that Target Dodge behind the wall. But that's going to do it from here at Phoenix International Raceway. Courtney Lynn, our first win with Indiana Motorsports and our first win of the season. Is she going to be a playoff eligible driver? We'll have to wait and see. But thank you all for joining me for today's race for the Winston Cup Series drivers. If you enjoyed today's race, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the PCSRA crew. Today, we've shown your full finish results. Your points are down in the description heading into next week at Martinsville Speedway. The trucks are also coming back to race at Martinsville with the Cup drivers. Busch will be off next week. Then the following week, all 3 series tackle the Lady in Black, Darlington Raceway. Hope you're looking forward to that. Until then, I've been DeVille signing off as you've been watching yet another broadcast of PCSRA TV, where champions are made since 2010 and the best in the racing since 2017. So long from Phoenix, Arizona.